In our last 4 sessions, we discussed a letter from a woman who was frustrated by her husband's driving. I suggested she quit trying to change him and quit choosing to live with it and hate it. That pretty much left her with leaving the situation, but with several options within that choice. They could travel separately, or they could travel together with her as the driver. Now, back to the writer of the letter. No matter how brilliantly you state these alternatives to Bill, or what words you use to say that he can drive like he wants, the conversation will go straight down the drain if you are the slightest bit irritated, or if you have any interest in controlling his behavior. You have to focus on the solution here. You can't have any investment in being right. You can't be interested in telling him how his behavior has injured you. You can't blame him for anything. If you do any of that, your conversation, the productive part anyway, will be over. When you tell him all this, even if you do it in a loving way, it's still quite likely that he'll react in one or more of the following ways. First, he might become irritated and attack you. Remember, he gets a sense of power from being in control when he drives. If you suggest anything that could take that power from him, even just in his own mind, he might resist that. He might accuse you of being too sensitive or of trying to control him. He might just become angry in general. If so, don't fight him. Don't defend yourself. Simply say that you're not asking him to change anything. You're just describing what you will be doing because of your own fears. Your decision is not his fault. You might have to repeat this several times over several days. Second, he'll probably defend himself, and that will likely be in association with anger. He'll say he doesn't drive that fast, or weave in traffic that much, and so on. You've heard all this before. Again, do not argue with him. Do not tell him that he does drive fast or he does drive crazy. Don't even start down that road. Always keep it about you. Tell him that you are the problem, re-emphasizing that other people probably would be just fine with how he drives. Your fear is because of your idiosyncrasies. It's your problem. Third, he might go along with what you've proposed. Great, that'd be lovely. Fourth, he might tell you how going separately is impossible. Tell him that you'll work out the details so he doesn't have to do it. Fifth, he might volunteer to change the way he drives. That sometimes happens when the other person sees that you're serious about not living with their behavior. If he makes that offer, emphasize that you are not trying to change him. But if he really wants to offer you this change in behavior as a gift, you'd be delighted to accept. You need to make it quite clear, however, what will happen if he starts driving crazy again. Because remember, you are not going to nag him. And you need to work this out well before getting in the car with him. You will not become angry. You will not nag. You will simply take action. You might, for example, agree that if he drives dangerously, by your judgment, not his, you will simply say, Bill, I need you to pull over to the side of the road, wherever it is. Then you will walk to the nearest phone or use a cell phone. I forget that everybody has a cell phone now. And call a cab. Bill has a right to drive as he wishes. You, however, are never trapped. You can allow him to make his choices and still lovingly make your own. That approach makes a huge contribution toward a loving relationship.